Yeah, that's right. Hello, you everybody, everywhere you are. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on the place in which you live or you are. I'm here with you to go on with the lesson we began a short time before. Lesson about children's rights. Here today, the lesson is going to deal with the rights of infants residing with their mothers in jail, or while mother are still pregnant, and for a certain circumstances, mothers find themselves in jail. However, we are going to deal with this item in the UN context, how the UN systems deal with the rights of the infants residing with their mothers in the jail, or otherwise how to protect pregnancy during mother's life in jail. We are going to only to see how the context of the UN, how it is done, such right, how the protection of this category of rights done in the context of UN. Here you see the title, the rights of pregnancy or infants with breastfeeding mother in prison. This is the subject, and it is prepared by Ildephonse SINDAYIGAYA. This is my address, telephone number, and I'm a PhD candidate in children's rights. Okay, master degree holder in human rights and the peaceful conflict resolution. And here, the topic object is to sensitize that when a child is with his or her mother in jail, it is the main purpose is his or her best interest. Okay, and the question here to be asked is, are children's best interest while with their mothers in jail really satisfied? Now, we are going to verify this in the context of UN. We are going to analyze how the UN system deal with this item of children's right. Okay. We are going to analyze this item in three contexts. The UN system is going to be analyzed in three contexts. It means three instruments. First of all, we are going to analyze the protection of the infants in the context of the convention, the International Covenant on the Civil and the Political Rights. And here, this is the link through which you can find this matter. It's Article 10 deals with the rights of anyone, a human being in jail, how to take it, how to care for his right. To mean to treat a human being in jail has to be treated with humanity, in the dignity referred to a human being. Here the context is general, to mean when someone is in jail, he or she is still a human being. Then in the context of babies residing with their mothers, here it is a speciality. We have to care more for this child and not in jail. They're in jail because we are going to follow his or her best interest. We are going secondly to analyze the United Nations rule for treatment of women women prisoners. And then the idea, the main purpose is to take non-custodial measures for women offenders. It is a Bangkok rule. It's right, it's a rule. 5 tells about how the accommodation of these mothers must be considered. To mean there must be specific measures of hygiene or feed or include sanitary towels provided. The women, pregnant women or women accompanied by their little children, they must be cared and they must be given a hand towel and the soap and the baby or body lotion required by their life. And the rule 10 deals with the gender-specific health care and services. At least when this category of a woman, this category to mean pregnant women or women accompanied by their little children, they must be taken care, at least equivalently with their peers living outside the jail. In the rule 15, in the context of the health system, to mean the the administration of budgets must prepare the specialized persons in treatment of life matters, life of children's right or pregnant women, like to mean they must be taken care depending on the context that they live, the situation in which they live. There must be put specialized persons to stand against this the situation, their life, the need to mean in any category of life. And the rule 22 tells by when a child is there in jail, he's not in jail. And then when a mother is pregnant or is accompanied by his or her children, then must be not taken. There mustn't be taken measures about confinement. Then when you confine a woman, when you isolate her in the room, in the isolated room, when you confine that woman, it is against this measure, the rule 22. Why the rule 25 too? When a woman prisoner have been subjected to sexual, to mean when you have to analyze the context or the background of this woman. When the woman has been a victim of sexual harassment, you need especially to counsel that woman psychologically or even physically to analyze whether his life, her life, or the child to be born while the woman is pregnant. There must be a specialization in the consideration of this category. The rule 48, pregnant and breastfeeding woman prisoner shall receive advice on the health, health and diet, and also program to be drawn up in monitored by qualified health practitioner. To mean in jail there must be practitioner, to mean specialized persons in the matter of children's right, in the matter of a pregnant life, even in the matter of this wife's breastfeeding, because while a woman is breastfeeding, it is a special category to be taken care of and to institute with. And the point 2 of this rule 48, the woman prisoner shall not be discouraged from breastfeeding. When a woman is in jail, she needs comfort. She needs to be taken care, to go on with breastfeeding the child. When then you prevent her from breastfeeding, it is against this rule 48 too. And then the rule 49 tells we what the decision to allow the child to live with the mother in jail is to be taken in the consideration of the best interest of the child. You need not to imagine any other purpose for which you may let the child beside her mother or his mother. The only purpose is to take care of the child, to administer the child food as a health system, a good health system, food, where to put on clothes, then, and even the accommodation, a good accommodation. A child residing with the mother in the prison is not in jail. The rule of 50 women prisoners whose children are in prison with them shall be provided with the maximum possible opportunity to spend time with them. To mean when you see the child being with the mother in jail, not being in jail, because the child is not an offender, and then being not an offender, she or he needs liberty, freedom to go, to live or enter inside to visit the mother. And then this context, this woman being with the little child needs to be treated carefully, and then to be given enough time to stay with her babies. While the rule 51 Point 1, children living in the mother shall be provided with the ongoing health care. before even entering in the house, the child needs to be treated, needs to be tested whether the child is ill or not, whether the child's life is normal, needs to be taken care medically or not. When the child needs a physician to encounter him or her as soon as possible. When they are pointed to, the environment provided such as the children upbringing shall be as close as possible so that in the equivalent treatment to be operated to this category of a child inside the prison with their mothers. Likewise, it is outside, out there, and then. Here we are going even to go more for Rule 52, decision to as to the child when the child at a certain age. In some countries it is at 3, in some other countries at 2 years old or 19 or 18 months. Now the child is at a certain point, a certain period. When the child spends a certain period with their mother, she or he needs to be taken outside. Then the placement of the child needs to be done carefully, and then in the context of just ornamenting this child's best interest, and then it is even needed to be to consult parents when they exist, or any person taking care of the child needs to be consulted when the social service of the establishment of the jail decides to place the child outside. And then the point 3 of this rule tells after children are separated, then to me, when you separate a child from the mother, at a certain time they feel nostalgia to see themselves. Then as soon as possible, the child needs to meet their mothers. Then when we are going to enter the category of Burundi law, we are going to insist and analyze whether the child outside the jail meet their mothers as soon as possible, as long as they want it. We are going to to see how they consider the United Nations standard minimum rules for the treatment of prisoners. Here, the rules is called Nelson Mandela's rule. The rule 22 tell every child, every prisoner shall provide. To mean when in prison, there must be installation. You see, here the rule 22:1 is when they need the nutrition of the food. Then a woman pregnant or breastfeeding or accompanied with the little child, they need to be provided the food in good quality, enough quantity, and then as soon as they want it, and free of charge. Whether even drinking water needs to be pure and available to every prisoner whenever he or she needs it. The rule 28, especially for women, in a women prison, there shall be special accommodation. This special accommodation needs installation of materials required by the situation in which the pregnant woman or the breastfeeding or woman accompanied by the little children needs. And what the rule 28 is the same text as the rule 49 of the Bangkok rule. When you decide to let the child reside with their mother, it is the main purpose is his or her best interest, not another idea for more. And here we just finished the context of the UN system, the treatment of this category, the rights of the baby, of the infants residing with their mothers in jail. We are going to finish by here, and I wish you everyone here to go on just splitting these lessons about children's right, even this category. And I'm proclaiming that we are at a certain feast of this ending feast. We are going even to celebrate with the category of the children, with them, to let them see Father Noel, Father Christmas. You're going to celebrate Christmas with them. That's why I let you the number. You may send some assistance to this category of children. The number I let you before contains my ecokash account and my even ecokash account to let them enjoy with other. You see the number plus 25779423543 is ecokash. You may send to this number, or remitcash plus 25762113723. These are my accounts. You may send something to let the child enjoy with us during the Christmas and the Happy New Year feast ending the year. Thank you very much. I am Ildephonse SINDAYIGAYA. I'm yours, and I'm doing my best to let the promotion of children's rights be the reality. Thank you very much.